when we got this new setup, I said, no more with the song. We're doing a raw open. It's better this way. People want to get to the crux of the discussion. They don't want to hear the whole,
as long as like super brief
gala of song and pomp and circumstance. They want to get to the shit. They're like, I listen to you, not your intros. And I'm not saying anyone said that to me. I'm just saying I fast forward.
Do you realize you just said pomp and circumstance or whatever you said?
No, I meant regalia. Because now I'm Moira Rose. Anyway, welcome to The Ugly Truth. This is episode 561. Okay, I just felt like an SNL character. Well, 561. I felt like Pam from classic Pam from Target.
I just watched like a whole bunch of like, what do they call those videos? Like a montage.
Yes,
I watched a montage of Pete Davidson.
He's so funny.
He's hilarious. I totally get it because I'm like, you know what? We all know what he looks like. He kind of has a weird look, but
he's cute, actually.
He is.
Or is he just tall?
I think it's a little bit of both.
He's very tall, which is immediately sexy to most
And there's something about his youth. Like, he's not super young.
No, he's like 28.
He is. And he's probably older than that now, right?
He's a fetus.
No, he's 28.
No, he's in his 20s.
He's not a fetus.
So young. Oh,
he's young, but he's confident and he's funny. And
he's aloof and he just doesn't take himself very seriously. And there's a lot about him that's attractive. I would probably date him.
For sure.
Yeah, I would date him.
Every drop-dead gorgeous woman on the planet has slept with him.
I would only say that he's not married material. He's someone you enjoy.
Not yet.
He's someone you enjoy.
He will.
And then you set free.
Well, I have a friend, right. And I'm sure that's what Kim is doing right this second. And Godspeed to her. I mean, she needs something light and airy in her life.
His resume almost, if not surpasses Leo DiCaprio.
Like, he's getting there.
He's got some beautiful women on that resume.
Oh, on that. Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
I don't need acting accolades.
I mean, Ariana Grande is... She's still gorgeous.
She's so pretty.
God, she's pretty. And she can sing. I watched her do this thing. It was why I was watching montage videos where her and Kelly Clarkson were in separate booths. Did you see it?
I've seen.
And they had to sing each other's songs.
It's like something by Jam or Jam something.
Something like that, where they're like, okay, you have to sing.
Yes.
She had to sing a Kelly song, and she had to sing.
It's a cool thing to watch on clips for sure.
Yeah, I watched it in clips. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Ariana is. Jeez, I would not want to sing next to her, even if I was like Mariah Carey.
You know what? Speaking of, Mariah Carey had to clarify her J-Lo diss earlier this year, or
I don't know her.
Yeah,
this has been going on for years.
It's hilarious.
It is hilarious,
and I love it. And I don't care. I don't care if she's trying to backtrack casually now or not. She's like, I legitimately had no idea about her, or like she goes, I have friends. We weren't friends. I know who she is, but I'm not like I know her. Like, oh yeah, I could just give her a call.
No,
that's what she said she meant, which is.
I mean, I think it's a lie. I think,
but like, I don't know her because that's what I would say.
Well, I mean, if you're someone like Mariah Carey who holds herself and she should, right?
Well, you know, there's a lot of tea with that, though, right? With J-Lo and Mariah and the record company, it has to do with her ex.
Yes.
All of that.
Yeah. So, way back when.
So there's a reason why she has kind of like...
It was when she was coming out with Glitter, right before. The album, not the movie.
It's not a personal issue with J-Lo. It's that her ex... It's like her ex was like...
Tommy Mottola.
Tommy gave J-Lo a shit ton of press and they did not promote Mariah's album at all.
She was with another label at the time, and it was right in the crux of their fallout. And he was basically like, I made you and I can ruin you. And she's like, fuck you. No, you can't. You know. And at the end of the day, we love J-Lo, right?
Yeah.
I do. But you can't compare oranges to apples.
No.
J-Lo's multi-talented.
And she's a hustler.
She is a hustler.
Yes.
But she's she's
not Mariah. That's not her niche.
But let's face it, Mariah is a one-trick pony. Yeah. She can't act. She's tried many times. She's got terrible stage fright.
Yeah.
She always has. So her entertaining suffers sometimes. I've seen her in concert. She was amazing.
And also, that's okay. Like, Barbra Streisand's a one-trick. Well, no, she's not.
Oh, my God.
I take it back.
Yeah. Bad example.
That was a very bad example.
But I know what you mean.
Adele's a one-trick.
Yeah.
And by the way, unpopular opinion, not a fan.
I'm not a fan. I was afraid to say it. Oh, my God.
Well, here's the thing. She's funny as hell in interviews.
Is she?
She's very engaging when she's
I think she's likable. Like, people like her.
Well, because she's very real.
Yeah.
But all her songs sound the same. Mm-hmm. They're all about a bad breakup. Mm-hmm. And from what's been going on with her Vegas residency, which is nothing.
Everybody's pissed about that.
Well, because it has to do with her fucking boyfriend drama.
Well, did it?
Terrible taste in men.
This guy, he's like
I don't know what he is.
He's an agent. He was someone's agent. He's famous in that way. He's either in management or he's an agent or something like that in the business.
Well, according to sources, it's been a tumultuous relationship since the beginning.
Well, I think she has issues. She has self-esteem issues.
No shit. You can't lose weight and just suddenly be rid of your issues. Everybody says that. And I wouldn't know if it's true or not.
Because we can't get to the losing weight.
I would like to know if it's true. I would like people to go, I didn't even recognize her and she's still insanely rude.
People say that about me, but it's because they were like, God, you used to be so skinny.
No!
Bullshit.
When I would do that.
My daughter's wedding. Half the family that I haven't seen was like, oh my God, you look so different. I'm like, just say it.
You had just had a child.
I understand, but they hadn't seen me since I was like 25.
You know what, Stephanie?
It's weird. It's the worst.
You know what? I really resent that people do that to women. They don't do it to men.
Yeah.
They don't. They go, wow, it's been 20 years. You're fat.
And by the way, my ex is adorable still, but he looks 25 years older too.
God forbid people allow.
He's not 125 pounds. He, whatever.
I told Daryl that the other day, and I said, he goes, oh, I love your body. And I go, you just love it because this is your only option.
I don't.
And I go, this is the vessel in which you have to do your thing. And he goes, that's so rude. And I go, well, I mean, I'm just saying. And he, the thing is we're far more unforgiving than others.
I just said the other day, I said, we are our own worst critics.
We are the worst. There's nothing, and I've actually laughed at people. I'm like, you are so funny when you try to insult me because I've said
nothing you can say to me will hurt my feelings.
First of all, there's nothing worse than being roasted by your own parents. And if that's happened to you, nothing anyone can tell you will hurt your feelings.
I don't know. Yeah, I swear to God, I have like the most selective memory because I really don't remember being roasted, but I'm sure I did.
I was roasted.
Or in a different way, maybe.
Well, you just, if it's done in humor, you don't think about it, but we were just roasted. But you know what? A lot of parents do it. They don't even, it's a
I don't.
I don't either. At all.
I really don't.
I'm so sensitive to it. I try to be just a beacon of security and warmth and wisdom and all the things because, opposite. I want to be the opposite, as much of the opposite as possible.
Me too.
Because our generation, we are a hardy generation and we're very independent and we can take care of our shit.
I feel hardy today.
We take care of our shit, man. But
I ate a cheeseburger. I'm hardy.
I had one last night.
Oh my God. I was just dying of starvation and I'm like, I can't go over there this hungry.
No, it's true. I woke up hungry and I hate that more than anything. Yeah. Oh, okay. So really quick. I've talked about this a gajillion times in the last decade, but my dentist retired last year. Mm-hmm. And somebody
we know.
Yes, and somebody took over his practice. Mm-hmm. I thought that I had inadvertently met him, but I hadn't. Oh. So last week I had a cleaning, beginning of the year, time to go so I got my teeth cleaned and she's like, hey, it's been about 8 months since you've had a checkup and you need a cavity. I still have a silver filling and they're like, we should probably replace it, even though it looks fine, but the older they get, eventually you're just going to have to get
anything.
It's the last one left. And I'm like, okay. And it's the one tooth that I hate more than anything because it's where my trauma comes from. And so I'm really nervous about it. So I always hold off. It's a childhood trauma thing. Anyway. Okay. So she said, you got to meet the new dentist. And I go, all right, that's fine. So after my cleaning, I went over to the other side to meet the dentist and he's Italian.
Oh God.
And I can't for the life of me remember his name right now, but it's an Italian name, last name. I literally, escapes
you'll
me.
know the next few times.
Santivo or something like that. Santino. Anyway, he's like 5'6".
Oh.
And he's very olive skinned. And he's a cutie pie.
Yeah.
Very young. I know.
That makes me nervous.
But he's not like infantile. Like he's not like Pete Davidson young. He's probably in his mid to late, maybe 40s.
That's my doctor.
He's
my primary.
Does he see your snatch?
No, because I have an OB.
Okay, because I couldn't do that.
No, I don't.
I'd be like, this is like, I would have to have dinner with you first.
I know. No. And I think he likes the fact that I have an OB. Because he's like, he looks, not because of that. He's a doctor for Christ's sake.
No, that's not what I meant.
Do you know what I mean? I think it's just like, look, we have people for that. Yeah. I don't have to cover it all. And you're a woman, and I feel like with women, you should have somebody specialized for that. Yes. Because he always looks at my records. He's like, great, good job. You got your pap smear. Keep doing that. He's like, keep doing what you're doing. As far as taking care of your female
parts.
Yes.
Anyway, so he's got a gorgeous smile. First of all, Paula would want him immediately.
Exactly her type.
She loves Italians, and he's every bit of an Italian. And so I'm like, trying to have a rapport with him, and I feel like I'm making him nervous. I'm like, I just can't get there yet, and I'm like,
you don't know him, Jeremy. He's a stranger.
Exactly. I know, but he's going to be in my mouth, and I want to have some kind of rapport.
But at some point, you just have to trust. I
can trust him.
Yeah,
I do. But of course, and this is not really my awkward moment, but it was an awkward moment. And I said, I go, so have you run off all the patients yet?
Oh my God, Jamie. You idiots.
I know. He goes, well, so far so good. I'm like, well, that's good.
Well, I think we talked about, I'm pretty sure that Dr. Riak had something in your file about being awkward and anxious.
First of all,
both of those things are somewhere.
Let me tell you, with his face, and I go, have you looked at my file? He goes, I have. And I was like, what?
She doesn't mean to be rude. But when she gets nervous, she gets weird.
Oh, God. It was so funny. And so he goes, and he kind of smiled. He goes, I have read your file.
I get like that, too. I get weird.
I'm like, well, what does it say?
Such an idiot.
And I go, does it say that I need a lot of Novocaine? He goes, well, yes. And I said, okay, good. And so he's like, but next time you come in, because I do have, I have a filling he needs to replace, and I do have a small cavity, crazily. And I said, I come to the dentist all the time. How can I have a cavity? Jesus Christ. And so he said,
teeth.
He goes, maybe not have coffee before you come in. And I said, oh, okay. Well, I can't do anything before I go to the dentist, especially if it's in the morning. I just don't. And so I'm like, he goes, well, it might be why it metabolizes so quickly. The Novocaine might metabolize quickly because you have caffeine.
Oh.
And I said, oh, yeah, it does. So I said, okay, cool. So I'm like, well, I'll just come in hammered then. That should help.
The only problem with that, because I've tried it. Well, because if you bleed, then your blood is thin.
No, but I will find, I won't do an edible per se, but I will have something to take off the edge.
Yeah, this is a new thing. They're called
microdosing is for acid.
Microdosing. No.
You can do it with edibles?
Yes. Because on the Real Housewives of Orange County, which I watch, these rich women are at a luncheon, a day luncheon, and they're doing microdoses. They're taking teensy little bites off of an edible and they're passing it around.
So instead of Xanax, now they're doing microdoses.
They do. Interesting. And half of them are doctors or the wives of doctors, so they're like, hey, it's good.
Well, I mean, I'm all in on microdosing.
Yeah, it's like having a shot of tequila. It's like, whew. And it's actually a little less than that.
It's gotta be, because I couldn't.
It's not like.
Well, the problem with me and weed is I just turn into a judgmental cat.
Do you?
I just sit and be like
everybody annoys you.
I'm not even annoyed. I just sit there kind of like a judgy old cat, and I'm just like.
You know what? It's just not your jam then.
It isn't, but I do like. Well, edibles are different.
I am not a fan of edibles.
Well, because they're more like a shroom or a hallucination.
I just don't. Yeah.
It's not the same as getting high. Mm-mm. It's very different. But yeah, anyway.
Well, I mean, it is getting high. It just feels different.
Well, it affects a different part of your brain.
You're like, I feel like I have more clarity on edibles. Like, I'm not, smoking weed is kind of like, it makes you kind of sleepy, It's just more relaxing to me than it is, and when I eat it or when I've eaten it, I'm wide awake. I'm not like
it's not an immediate either.
And the only reason why I ever smoke weed, and I really don't smoke it that often, is to chill me out. Right. I mean, so
I'm not a pill popper, so I've got to find something.
I'm not a pill popper at all.
Yeah, got to find other means.
Although if they would give them to me, I'd take Valium every day, but they won't. But
no,
apparently they're addictive.
Apparently. So I only get a Valium when I have to have dental work done.
Well, I think the reason why I like them is because I do have anxiety.
Oh, hardcore.
I
have more anxiety than I thought.
I have a lot.
Yeah, you do.
So
you do.
I think that's why I like them, because I'm like, oh my God, I actually feel kind of normal.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried. I'm not like freaking out about something all the time. It must be really annoying to be friends with me because when you don't know.
Annoying.
Well, you're my sister.
I'm your friend too, though.
Well, no, you are, but I mean,
yeah. I know what you're saying.
You don't have a choice. You're related to me. And you know me better than anyone on the planet.
Sure.
My friends, though, they do have a choice. Friend.
Pause. I don't walk away.
No, Veronica's just so kind because I think she holds her tongue a lot, probably. It must get annoying that I'm a worrywart.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I just understand your level of anxiety, so it doesn't affect me going, God, would you shut up about it? Because I'm not like, I know when Daryl has had enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he just tunes out completely. He goes, well, anyway, I'm on my way home. And I'm like, oh, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
And I go through phases. You know, there are times when I'm completely normal looking and I behave and see and talk normal. And then there are times where I'm clearly obsessed or, you know, and when things are kind of feeling crazy or chaotic is I'll do my go-tos.
Exactly.
But, you know, edibles do help. I mean, whatever it takes.
Sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. You're just in it and you have to go through it.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'm okay with that too.
Speaking of awkward, so there's been a lot of awkward moments because life feels like it's kind of opening up again.
Really? Oh, you mean pandemic ones?
Yeah.
Legit. Oh, yeah. They literally just lifted the indoor mask mandate on us. It's been 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's
We're
crazy.
so excited.
I mean, they had lifted the mask mandate for about 5 minutes in.
They never did for me at work, and this has been our thing at work because because of my job, I had to wear it all the time,
every day.
It was terrible.
Yeah. You know what I did like about that mask mandate is that we all got to determine how bad our breath was.
That's true.
And I'm sure dental care went up dramatically.
According to my friend, he said that his dentist told him that the masks have caused more damage.
What?
Yeah, because you get dehydrated more, he said.
Oh, because you're not actively available to get water?
I don't know if it's that or if it's
welded.
Because you're breathing in and out, your air
might dry your mouth out more.
That it dried it out more. And so people were, he's like, you know, because he's like, you need to hydrate more than you usually do with the mask, especially because you have to wear it 9 hours a day.
Fair.
And so he's like, yeah. So he was saying like people had more cavities and, you know, I don't know if it's related. Maybe we were all just like stopped going to places like that.
Well, that's what I think is we all stopped going to the doctor. First of all, you couldn't even fucking get in.
That's true.
But second of all, anything, any kind of change in anything is going to make change, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's for the good or the bad. But anyway, so it was a couple of weeks ago and I needed to run a shit ton of errands that I've been putting off forever. And so Daryl's on the phone. I said, hey, I'm out. I'll be back, you know, whatever. So I ran to all these places. Every place I walked in, they had said in California, the mask mandate is basically lifted in California. Yeah. It's up to everybody to decide what they want to do.
They primarily wanted you to be vaccinated.
Yes, if you're vaccinated, of course.
But no one's like checking you.
No, they're not. And so I take it with me thinking, oh, well, I just read that the governor said it's up to the whatever, and I am vaccinated, so I didn't think anything of it. So every store I walk into,
everyone's wearing a mask.
They're either wearing a mask or it's like, do I? Don't I? You know, what am I doing?
50-50.
So I walked in to Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And I walk in with my mask. Now, they are vigilant.
I was about to say, I can imagine everybody was
They're usually vigilant. I walk in, I have my mask on because I don't even want any shit. And I'm walking around. And then I look around. I'm like, I am like one of 4 people wearing a mask.
I'm taking this off.
None of the workers, one worker had a mask on. Everybody else was unmasked. And I said, well, don't I feel like a dumb?
Yeah.
Because I thought I was being responsible. And now I look unvaccinated and like some kind of asshole.
Right.
When that's not the case.
It's terrible.
People give me looks. And that's the thing. I'm like, people are giving me looks. And I said, well, do I remove it now or do I keep it on? I kept it on because I didn't know what to do. And so then I go to another
store. Now I have to.
I was committed. And I'm like, at some point, someone just see me rip the mask off. And I don't want to have the discussion because they'll be like, aren't you so glad we get to take them off now? And I'm like, shut up. I don't want to talk to you. I'm putting it on. And so then I went to Bath & Body Works to get some stuff. And I walk in with my mask on my wrist, and I go, so what's the protocol? And I'm sure they just love it that everybody's asking when they walk in the door.
I mean, we don't know what to do.
And I said, I'll do whatever you want. Please just, you know, what are we doing? And she goes, it's really up to you. We're starting our marketing campaign next week about, you know, up to you. You can do whatever you want. And I said, you know what? I look around and I go, you have not a soul in the store, so I'm not wearing it. But
you have to get used to it again, I'm telling you.
But I will wear it if it gets crowded. And she's like, up to you. And I said, thank you. And they're all wearing masks. Well, one wasn't. But
it depends. I think certain companies have made. Yeah, it is. But I mean, like at Safeway, all the checkers are still wearing it. I'm guessing it's because they have to.
They interact with a lot of dirty people.
They do. Yes. But you know, per the law, they don't have to. So. It's taking, I'm telling you, because the mandate lifted on the 16th of February, and I've had tons of work meetings and all kinds of stuff. When we first decided that we weren't going to wear them, everybody felt weird. We all felt weird. We all felt awkward. We all felt intimidated. It was just so bizarre. We just had to push through it.
You have to push through it.
And we did. And so now it's starting to feel normal again.
Thank God. You know, and so I'm like, we went out with some friends, and we'll talk about this on the next show, but we went out with some friends, and I had my mask on my wrist because
you gotta keep it handy.
Yeah, you just never know.
I do. I have one on at all times.
So somebody, Greg, actually, he goes, what's on your wrist? I go, oh, it's my mask, because you just never know when you got a jam. And he's like, no one's going to make you wear that.
Well, I mean, no one's going to make you, but
you never know. What if I come across someone that I clearly can see is ill?
Or we're considerate people, too. So if it makes someone uncomfortable, I don't want to make someone uncomfortable.
I don't care about wearing them either.
I mean, we've all gotten used to it. So, yeah. So, like, as a matter of fact, in one of those meetings that I had, there was, like, literally 20 of us in this meeting. We're still sitting 3 feet apart. Everybody had their mask off, but one person still wore it. And he was committed to wearing it.
He's like, I will not.
She didn't say anything, but he never not had it off. And so I was like, you know what?
There might be someone at home.
Could be. Or maybe he just wasn't comfortable anymore. Whatever the case may be, totally respect him.
So I remember I was in Bath and Body Works walking around and I go, well, new awkward situation unlocked. We've got the mask thing. And I'm like, it's
no wonder we have anxiety.
You know what? Everybody, most people, I should say, not everybody, because I've seen enough entitled crazy people at airports on video to know. But most of us are just trying to be considerate people. We just want to be good humans and just be decent and be respectful.
Absolutely. And then you entitled Karens and Kens. I thank you for hours of entertainment, because I have watched so many of those videos.
I saw one yesterday, or no, it was this morning. I saw this one. Of course, it's always Southwest Airlines. And so this person is getting arrested at the gate, and she's like, "Are you really arresting me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we are. You dumb bitch."
Yes, same. Mine wasn't even on Southwest. It was another one. She just had it below her nose. Like, she was one of those people like, it's on. What? You know?
Technically on.
And I haven't flown. I know you guys have.
Thank God. Nobody gave anybody any shit. Everyone had their masks on. It was quiet.
And I'm assuming that flying specifically they are quite strict. Like, wear your mask and wear it correctly, please.
They are not fucking around.
Right. So you must know that before you board an airplane.
You have to agree like 3 times.
Yeah, so why are you going to be the one a-hole that puts it below your nose and gives the side eye to the flight attendants like, are you going to go ahead? Are you going to say something? Go ahead.
You know, here's the thing.
Motherfucker, this woman is trying to do her goddamn job. Why?
I know.
Why do you have to be an asshole?
That's the thing.
They had the police. They came on and they were like, look, we don't want to humiliate you. Please don't make us like drag you off the airplane.
I wouldn't give her that option. I'd drag her.
What they said was because they were concerned about the safety of the full plane of passengers that were sitting there waiting to go. They were like, we will have to deboard the plane and then we'll drag you off. Because one way or the other, you're coming off. And if you're really going to force us to take all 300 people off of this airplane, because we can't drag you out kicking and screaming because you might, club somebody in the head as you're going by.
Which she could.
Totally.
With her big Gucci boots.
Bitch.
You never know. Anyway.
I was so angry.
Thankfully,
I would be like, I'll do it for you, officer.
Oh my God. But you know what? When I watch some of these people, and it's not just Karen type videos, just anyone being ridiculous, I'm like, they just need a good Jamie.
You know what's funny?
They just need someone to walk up there and go, what the fuck are you doing?
Calling someone, I know, right? Calling someone a Karen now is like the worst insult.
It's triggering.
There are Karen videos where people are, right?
Oh,
they're like, actually, she's going off the plane. They're like, bye, Karen. Like 5 people, bye, Karen. She's like, I'm not a Karen.
Like, you really are. Oh, God.
And people are laughing. They're like, you're so a Karen.
You know what? No one is ever going to name their daughter Karen.
Ever.
But it'll be in the scrolls.
Or I like the morons who don't, like, this one was, she's like, you are such a Karen. She's like, my name's name's not Karen. Like, she was literally like, didn't understand, why are you calling me that? She's
Sounds like something else.
you're that dumb, like, you don't know what that means now?
Like, Karen, my name's Judy.
She's like, why are you calling me Karen? I don't understand. Oh my God.
No, in the annals of the future, it will say Karen, a defunct name for female.
Funny, I know, right?
Humans that no longer exist.
When it first came out, I thought it was the dumbest thing. I'm like, this is so dumb. It's like fetch. It's not going to happen.
Oh, you were so wrong.
I was so wrong, and now I love it. I'm like, I can't wait for my opportunity to call someone a Karen. I want to.
There's been a lot of talk about Gen X lately, and a lot of it is because we're getting to the point where we're aging out of society. No, we're not, but people are legit. Well, I think there's a lot of reasons why, but what I've noticed is that the trends in fashion and music this year is when we were at our height of Gen X. We were in our 20s, and we were just becoming adults. Grunge and plaid and combat boots and all the cool.
Now everybody wears like latex bodysuits, including your head. Don't get it.
But it's like everybody wants to emulate that now, but no one will be like our generation because we were the first latchkey kids because our moms were the first generation who were able to divorce and actually live a life.
Yes.
More than just a few exceptions.
Sadly, at the detriment of their children, but okay.
It's true, but we also grew up in a time when money was king.
Yeah.
The 80s and all that stuff. And so we became very self-reliant. We didn't require a lot of entertaining. And if we wanted to do something, we had to find a way to make it happen.
That's so funny. We were literally talking about that because my friend has 3 kids and I have, mine. And she had to punish her children and take away electronics. And they were like, they just were beside themselves.
That's hilarious.
What do we do? And she's like, I don't know. Why don't you play?
Or read a book. Go outside.
Yeah,
outside. What is this outside?
I know. So
we have a yard.
It led us down this path of memories of things we used to do as kids. Mm-hmm. And my friend spent half her childhood in Mexico, in a very rural part of Mexico. So they had even less. Like, they didn't even have plumbing and stuff like that. So their idea of fun was like climbing and getting on the roof and doing stuff. And so we were cracking up talking about this thing. But I was not, because she's so much younger than me, like, I didn't even know that she could relate. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you had, like, video games and stuff by the time you were...
We couldn't afford video games.
Yeah. Well, I guess we could. Our parents were just...
No, I meant she.
No, they just didn't have access to that kind of thing. So anyway, it was a funny conversation, and we were just laughing, thinking, like, what would our kids do if they had to, like, climb a roof for entertainment? Because Jake, you and I used to do... I'm like, we had a tree.
Constantly.
We had that giant oak tree in the backyard.
Yeah.
Huge oak tree.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine it was, 100 feet in the air?
It was pretty tall.
And maybe not that high.
It was just big, though, but we were in it all the time.
We climbed it, and I'm like, we would sing songs.
How many times did we sit on the roof?
I mean,
we used to sit on the roof and watch the drive-ins.
Dad would let us sit on the roof.
He didn't care at night. He didn't care. He's like, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want.
Fences.
I used to walk with the fence like a balance beam when I was like 9 years old.
I would have
fences.
I'm telling you, if Jeff did that right now, I would have a heart attack.
And one side, literally, and I am not making this up, the neighbors, they did the whole dry, because it wasn't a drought back then, but they did the whole dry yard because they were older, so they had no lawns.
They didn't want to,
There was cactus and gravel on one side, and then on the other side, and then on the other side is our yard, which was a retaining wall of 2 maybe feet, and then a pool.
Yes.
And that was it. So either way, I was completely fucked if I fell. There was
We had a pit of redwood chips. It was full of bugs and I mean, spiders love redwood.
Well, his goal was to put a playset in there.
But he never did.
Our parents got divorced, so it ended.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He built the gazebo, and
I remember that.
He was going to build us a big redwood set that he had in mind.
Envisioned.
Because he had done it before. And in the Bay,
have another family?
No. In the Bay Area, he had built this very dramatic swing set for us.
I don't remember. Was I alive?
Yes, you were alive. You and Allison were alive. But he was going to do it again, and that's why he built the base for it, and then was going to come back and build this thing. And of course, they split up.
Yeah,
it did not work out. So we just had the big chip base.
Yeah. Well, we had fun in it anyway.
Oh my God, we had fun, and I remember we had a rocking horse that it was like on springs.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Squealy
God.
horse.
That thing would catch your skin and pinch it off.
Hard.
I remember that.
Hard. You know, your ankle hair.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, it was serious business.
Those things now would be deadly. I'm sure people sued.
I remember. Yeah. Oh God. We were never in the house. Well, first of all, we were not allowed in the house.
I know. I'm like, people don't remember, like, get out! There's no reason for you to be in this house on a day like today.
It's a beautiful day. Go outside.
I don't want to see you again until I call you for lunch.
Yeah, we're like, but it's 7 now. It's 7:30. Right, get dressed. Get out.
Take a sweater if you're cold.
We'd have to go outside. And
We did it.
And here's the other thing. So wrong, but we had a built-in pool.
We did.
Never supervised.
That's true.
Never.
We could have been floating face down for hours. Right?
One time, I'll never forget this. One time I dove in head first and I hit my face
on the bottom
of the pool.
Because you jumped in the shower.
I did like a fucking idiot because I was 9.
Because you were a child?
Because I was 9.
Yeah.
But I dove in and I came up and I'm like, ah. I felt like I saw stars. I literally saw stars.
I mean, had you done it a little harder, you could have lost consciousness. Oh, my God.
Can you imagine? You'd be like, nowadays, you'd be like, I had a sister once.
Remember when
she died?
I know.
That would have been you. You would be the one that had the older sister who died.
Yeah, thank God it was you, not me.
I'm serious. And you're like, I'm the captain now.
We almost killed Paula. Remember when we jacked her up on the floor jack at the shop and she fell in a 50-gallon drum of oil?
I do.
I didn't think it was you that there was that giant 2x4 that fell and smacked you in the forehead.
I still have scars.
Was it you?
Yeah. Do you see how I have like no hair here?
Oh, okay. So you really did get injured. I just thought it was a bump.
Well, what's funny is, not only did I get hit in the head with a 2x4 with full force because it fell down.
That was really tall.
And it fell and hit me on the head. I was concussed and went home.
Did you get medical treatment?
And I said, am I going to need stitches? And both mom and dad looked at each other like, I think you'll be all right.
They were like, do you want to go to the emergency room? Fuck no.
So they butterflied it and gave me ice and just had me lay on the couch for hours.
Unbelievable.
I did not have to go to the hospital.
Well,
I probably should have.
You know those commercial-sized staplers that are like huge and they have like a hammer thing that you hit?
Yeah.
Do you remember when I stapled my son to the desk? I was in pliers and I couldn't get my hand off. He's like, you're okay. You're okay. I'm like,
I totally remember that. I remember it. I'm like, that's graphic.
I mean, it was a huge staple. There was like big ass staples.
I remember.
I am like, what the hell kind of parents did we have?
We had boomer parents, and they're all the same. I'm sure there are a lot of people our age who go, oh yeah, I did shit like that. Oh, I stepped on a nail. My parents were like, just rinse it out.
Well, we did that too.
I know we did.
I think you stepped on a nail.
I legit stepped on a rusty nail.
Like it went through your foot.
My shoe, and my mom was just like, what did you do? I'm like, well, I stepped on a rusty nail. She goes, where is there a rusty nail?
I'm like, I found the one nail.
One nail. Oh my God. Insane.
I only remember that because you had to get a tetanus shot. Because mom was like, you have to get one. Like, I can't even ignore this.
Like, this is not something we can brush
You're going
off.
to have lockjaw by morning.
You'll be dead. Again. I'm dead.
Damn it. Let's go.
God, there's so many of you.
Right.
It's so true.
It's not one thing, it's the other.
Jesus Christ, you got... And like I've said a million times on this show, it is no wonder our mother is just a shred of a human being now. It's like, I'm exhausted. I don't want to do anything ever again.
I get it. I need to cut her some slack with that.
I do cut her a lot of slack. And I told her that. I go, look, man, I know you did the best you could. Okay?
And it was hard.
And it was hard. I mean... And, you know, you hate to do it because, you know, they did so many things that were so inappropriate. And not sexually, but just, you know, so many things
just
that...
mistakes.
Against your parental... I mean, I don't know. There are things that they did that I would never be able to even fathom doing to my child.
Yeah.
But it's like... Our mom is the generation of women who forged the way so that we could actually live independently of men.
If we wanted to.
If we wanted to, right. And we have choices. And it's because of them that we have all these choices.
For our spouses. Not as much. You've come a long way. But for me, I'm like, I could cut my losses any second and be fine.
Well, I mean...
Jerry's like, wait, what? I'm like,
you know what? I've been going through this... Talk about anxiety. I've been going through this thing. Well, first of all, Daryl's traveling again.
Did he go somewhere yet?
Yesterday, he went to San Diego for the day.
Oh, God, a whole day? Were you dying?
We both were a bit anxious because he hasn't traveled in almost 3 years. And
without you.
Right. For work
travel.
Yeah, you're right. That's correct. And so he goes, I'm not anxious like I'm going to think something's going to happen. He goes, it's been a really long time and I feel kind of rusty.
Yeah.
Because you have to be in work mode.
Oh my God, I get it.
And I said, yeah, me too. And so
it's a different kind of traveling, yeah.
It's just, yeah.
You're not chilling and having a cocktail. Well, no. I don't know, maybe he does.
No.
I'm guessing not.
And so he came home last night and he was like, I feel like I've been run through the mill. And I said, yeah, it's crazy. I go, but like the whole time he's gone, I'm like, his plane could crash. I could be a widow tomorrow. Like, it's so crazy.
Well, plus, you do kind of get used to seeing his mug all the time.
Yeah.
Or even knowing he's in there.
He called me. He goes, oh my God, I missed your voice. And I'm like, dude, it's been like 13 hours. He goes, I know. And he came home. And so last night we're getting ready to go to bed. He goes, you're so pretty.
Aww.
And I said, man,
you should travel more often.
I said, I'm always pretty. You just didn't know it because you've been staring at me for forever.
I noticed something the other day. We were talking about the mask mandate. Since we stopped wearing masks, suddenly every single human being I know has the hugest nose. I'm like, I never realized your nose was so big. Like I didn't say it to anyone, but suddenly
in your mind,
and I'm like, well, my nose must be huge too.
You
then
do not have a big nose.
Well, I've always thought so, but it's just strange how not seeing people's nose for so long, and now they all look ginormous.
You're like, look at your giant nose.
Yeah, I'm like, God, I forgot how big your nose was. I didn't say it.
No, I know.
But my brain, yeah. And then, I don't know about you, but when you think things in your mind that are bad,
your face,
you're wondering, like, do they know what I'm thinking?
And your face always has a look, and it's like,
yeah.
And you're giving this judgy. That's where missing bitch face comes from, because you're thinking, and your mind and your face can't help it. And you're like, no, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Okay, really quick. There's so many celeb things going on right now.
Indeed.
So we'll start with we're going to end with the good ones. So we'll start with the bad ones first. First, one sentence only. Kanye West needs a restraining order.
I am not joking.
I'm not either.
It was kind of like,
it's not
lighthearted or whatever. Like, yeah, he's always been a little crazy or whatever. But now it's just he's weird.
On next level. If he wasn't famous, this dude would be restraining orders up the ass.
Yeah, and we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Because Kim's so rich and she has so much money, I'm sure she's well protected. I hope. We have seen celebrities do from fucking weird, crazy, scary things.
Celebrities get killed for all the time by crazy people. So it's definitely something that's not fun.
And I'm really tired of the way that the entertainment media has been spinning this as like just another crazy Kanye thing. It's like, it's not funny anymore.
It was never, well.
I mean, in the beginning when it was just sporadic.
Well, you thought it was maybe just for show or something.
And I thought maybe he was just like, look, he's just initially like, trying to make a statement about wanting Kim back, but now it's just gotten obsessive and weird and
he's just gotten
scary.
Crazy. Like, she'll always be my wife. I'm like, oh, I've heard that song before. Shut up.
Now he filed legal documents in court yesterday that said that she cannot prove that he's writing any of this stuff in social media. It's not him. Someone else is doing it.
That's crazy.
Even though he had a sign that says, I'm writing my own social media, and he took a picture of it and put it on Instagram.
He's so dumb.
So he is freaking me out, and I really hope that...
Well, if you've ever been in a dysfunctional or violent or dangerous relationship, the red flags are so apparent. In fact, the red flag started for me when he started to sequester himself in Montana or wherever.
Yeah.
And all these famous brothers came to kind of be with him because... It was either that or he's going to end up in an institution or something.
Or killing himself. He's had suicidal thoughts before. He's admitted it. Yeah.
Guys like Dave Chappelle, all these guys came in to kind of be with him for a minute. They're like, dude, we got to watch this guy.
It's like, okay.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, same.
But that's when I went, this is a person who is in dire need of assistance.
Yeah.
And he's not going to get it because he's a billionaire. And we're going to have to watch this happen. And it's going to be really, really bad.
I really hope he has like a moment of clarity and like, let me just try.
He's never been the same since his mom died.
I know, but I mean, you know what? A lot of people's parents die.
Oh, 100%.
And that they're very close to
I'm not giving him any excuses. I'm just saying that's when this all started.
I get it.
And that was years ago.
Well, Kim has privately, she's never publicly said it, but some people from her camp have said that he's a drug addict.
I didn't think that.
I didn't either. I didn't think that was his thing. I just thought he was mentally, and he medicates with pills.
Fascinating.
So he's not, and so where's he getting them?
From anyone.
From
everybody.
Because he's got so much money.
Yeah,
you know?
He's like Prince. Prince was getting shit all the time.
Yes, have we not learned anything, people?
I know. Okay, second. This one is it's not funny, haha, but it's more like...
Ironic?
No, Aaron Rodgers and Shaleen Woodley.
Oh, yeah. I knew you would have something to say about that. Because you followed them as a couple. I really haven't.
Yeah, the thing is that I, for some reason, was low-key following around what Aaron Rodgers was doing with his personal life. Well, I don't know how that happened, but I think it's because he's from Northern California, and I'm a fan of his athletic career.
Oh, same.
He had a big falling out with his family, and then he had one crazy relationship after another, Olivia Munn, and then Danica Patrick, and they all...
I loved her.
Danica Patrick's bizarre. She's a bizarre girl.
Is she?
Yes. Actually, Olivia Munn ain't good. She ain't right either. I mean, they're all a little off, which is not surprising. But anyway, then Shaleen, who is also not run-of-the-mill normal girl. Okay. She's very granola eatery. She's the one that got everybody to sun their pussies, or buttholes or whatever it was.
What does he do?
People... She does this thing where she puts her asshole open to the sun.
Oh, like she's getting a tan?
And she's sunning her asshole as if it's somehow, or her pussy, one of the two, and it's invigorating. And it's healthy.
That's weird.
She doesn't shave her pits. She's very...
Ew.
She doesn't...
Okay, got it. I know this girl.
We all know that girl. Anyway, so yeah, they broke up. They were engaged. They privately were dating during the pandemic, and then they announced their engagement because I assume someone found out about it.
Right.
Then they immediately went to Hawaii and hid out because they didn't want to deal with the press and all that stuff. And so they actually came to Hawaii the day after we had left.
Oh, bummer.
We think they were staying where we stayed, but we weren't sure.
It's the nicest hotel on the island.
They could have been staying at a mansion, a Verbo mansion.
Or private, yeah. I have a prediction. I predict that Tom and Giselle are going to get divorced.
Get the fuck out.
No, I've thought that for a long time.
Okay.
I really do.
I'll say this. You are usually never wrong.
The only reason why, because they could barely keep it together while he was playing in the NFL. I mean, they did. But I think they've struggled for some time. I think she resented him for his career and all the sacrifice. She raised all the kids. She was home alone a lot. She did all the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And he even admits that in interviews. He'll say, I come home and her biggest complaint is you're the fun guy. You're the fun parent.
Oh God.
They get to have ice cream when you get here. They get to play and do.
And I'm the one that makes them do homework.
But I'm the asshole that you have to take a bath and you do your schoolwork and you blah blah blah. She goes, it pisses me off, and I get it. We've all if you've been there, you know.
Yes.
So now he's home all the time. Now they have no breaks. Now he's not gone doing his Tom Brady thing. He's done a pretty good job staying squeaky clean. He really has.
Yes, he has.
He's done his best to.
100%.
And I think he owes a lot of that to Giselle, to be honest with you.
I agree.
I think it kept him straight.
Okay, so we have two good news stories before we move on to Ugly Awkward Moments. Okay. The first one is Ben Stiller and Christine Taylor are back together.
And when I saw it, I was like, wait, who is she? And then the first movie that came to mind. No, I know, but I remember her from The Wedding Singer.
Oh my God.
She's like, don't we make a great couple?
I was also thinking of Zoolander, but yes. She was
I love her. No, she was the cousin. She was Julia's cousin.
Julia Gulia.
Yeah,
she was the best.
That's funny. Why is that funny? I don't know. I vomited in my hair.
Does it smell like vomit?
No, it smells good.
God, that's a good movie.
Oh, yeah. So I loved her in that movie. So when I read that story, I started Googling her.
I was reading the story. I remember when they separated, and then there was all these rumors that he was verbally abusive.
He's so ugly. That's my problem.
I
know he has a lot of back and butt hair. I just know it. I know he's really rich, so maybe he takes care of that.
And he's funny.
He's hilarious, but he's a
great
dog.
Well, he just...
There's something about Ben Stiller that has always rubbed me the wrong way. I think he's funny as hell.
Well, I'll tell you this. When I started reading little snippets that they said he had anger issues, I'm like, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I sensed it. You can see it.
But I also loved his dad. He was like one of the funniest people
Jerry
ever.
Stiller is a treasure.
He's dead now.
I know he's dead, but I need it. When Ann Muir passed away, I knew that he wouldn't be too far behind.
Was that his wife?
Yes. Here's the good news. Anthony Edwards and Mare Winningham are married.
Shut up.
Yes.
Mare Winningham?
From St. Elmo's Fire. The fat virgin in St. Elmo's Fire is married to Goose.
Have they always been?
No, that's the thing. I was reading the story. They started dating in 2020 because they both ended up moving to New York and they happened to be neighbors.
How weird.
And so they started going on walks together because they said, well, we've been friends for like years.
Right.
I guess they did a film 100 years ago.
Well, I mean, they were, yes. I remember that genre.
It was like a Mariel song. I don't know what it was.
And
they were all together. No. It was way like in the 80s. And so they had been friends forever.
Yeah.
And he's only been married once. He got divorced in like 2012 or something. I don't know.
It's been a while. It's not like he's fresh out of it. Okay.
No. And same with her. She's been married 3 times.
Oh.
Anyway, so they were quietly engaged, quietly eloped.
So cute.
And now they're together. And it's the Gen X coupledom that we all wanted.
It. Yeah.
St. Elmo's Fire and the Top Guns are together.
I love
and I'm so happy. And they're like, we're madly in love. He goes, she's perfection.
Aww.
He thinks she's the most amazing human he's ever known. And I'm like,
she is.
Well, yeah.
I love women, or not women. I love celebs who can keep their life on the down low successfully.
And then they have to announce it because someone will find out.
Right.
Public or whatever.
Especially if they're both public people.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of really
and they look old, but they look like who they are.
But I mean,
you know what I mean? They just look like our
Jerry said a nice thing to me the other day, and it's rare that he ever affects my psyche, but he's like, because it was my birthday not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not tripping about it. It's just, I don't enjoy it and I don't celebrate it.
I get depressed for 2 weeks. And
you do. I don't get that bad, but I'm like, I really just don't care.
Yeah.
And I'd rather not think about it. I'm like, God, why do I need to be happy that I'm getting older? I'm not. So
well, better than the alternative. However,
I suppose
it's not something to celebrate necessarily.
So I can't remember. I was dogging about my looks somehow because somebody guessed my age and they were only a year off.
You're like, how dare you?
I was offended.
How dare you?
I was like, you know what? Next time, lie to me.
Just shave
off 5 years of whatever you're thinking, and we're good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was kind of obsessing about that, and he's like, you know what? You cannot. No one can help what is happening to all of us. Mm-hmm. He's like, that is the one thing in your life that you cannot control is that you're getting older. Mm-hmm. And he made some complimentary things about you're so gorgeous and blah blah blah. And, yeah. So,
well, thank you. God.
Well, I mean, it was nice to hear.
Yeah, it's always nice to hear.
Yeah, it was nice to hear, but honestly, I'm not sure he realizes how conceited I am. I don't,
or vain
either. Yeah. I mean, I really don't need, and I think I shouldn't even say this out loud. I said it to my friend before. I'm like, I know I'm conceited, and that must be really annoying. She's like, I don't think you're conceited. I'm like,
well, you're kind of, but you're self-appreciating. Like you're like me. You look in the mirror and you're like, well, I mean, I'm not going to scare people off the street.
No.
But, I mean, I can see some.
I mean, I still get hit on, and I still feel like I can, like, if
I can't even remember the last time. Although Daryl,
I have more interaction with people than you do, though.
I also do this thing where I've trained myself. I don't look at men in the eye anymore. I stopped doing that a long time ago.
Well, if you had to, you would, like me.
Yes.
Because work.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all I mean. Like, when I'm in the public, like by myself, no, I'm not. No.
But so I don't do that. But apparently we were somewhere and Daryl got hostile. I go, what's your problem? He goes,
was it the bartender?
No. He goes, that man would not stop staring at you. Oh. I'm like, who? He goes, you didn't see him staring at me. I'm like, I don't look at men.
Yeah.
Very few are even worthy of my time, and so I don't even look at them. Yeah. I don't, and that's how I look at it. True. I know it's not nice, but it's true.
Well, no one needs to know. Right. Now everybody knows because it's after the show, but whatever. But for the most part, no one knows that you think that.
No, and so he goes, God, because it was uncomfortable. It was at the grocery store or something. Because it was uncomfortable. In fact, he grabbed my sweater and pulled my sweater closed, and I go, what the fuck are you doing?
You know what? I know that it's coming from a good place, but there is something about that kind of jealousy that just gets to me.
It wasn't even jealousy. He was like, I was concerned for your safety.
Well, he's standing with you. And
I said, I got mad. And I go, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, well, and I go, listen. I go, if that guy is being a disgusting pig, it's on him. I'm not changing. Yeah. I've gone through all of the whole you have to be modest bullshit.
No.
I'm like, I am fine. And my boobs weren't hanging out or nothing like that.
And even if they were.
That guy is a fucking pig.
Yeah.
And that is why
it's rude, by the way.
Exactly why I don't look at men anymore. Mm. Because I dealt with that shit my whole life. Yeah. I go, so now if they're looking at me, I don't even know it.
Yeah. I don't know it either. And somebody texted me in a meeting the other day and said, so-and-so is checking you out. And I'm like, No, he's not.
And I go, and
he's like, swear to God, he is. Men notice these things.
They do.
I guess we just don't. I mean,
well, you and I don't because we're
I'm oblivious.
I choose oblivion.
Yeah.
Actively.
Plus, I mean, I guess when you've been recognized for your looks, whether it was in our younger years and it was more frequent back then, after a while, it really just loses its charm. And
they don't know you.
And they don't know you.
Yeah.
And there's, by the way, there's more to all of this. Than just this, you know.
Well, first of all, you couldn't have this even if you wanted it.
Right.
Because that's how I always was.
I know you were.
Yeah, I hear you.
So,
I know.
Well, there's a lot of things riding on my future, so.
Yes, like awkward moments.
Yes. Oh, God.
Do you have one?
Hey, I never have one. I mean, I do.
I have one.
Go.
Okay.
My memory is just so shot that I can't remember what happened yesterday.
This might remind you. So, Daryl and I have started going back on walks. We had stopped walking the dogs for about a month because we were both sick with COVID for quite some time, actually. And I said, we have to do this. They're destroying our yard. They need exercise.
The dogs.
They need it. And so
you take Sonny?
No, he's so old.
You have to get him a little carriage. Like a little doggy stroller. You see them. You know what I'm talking about.
We'll see.
Why should he not enjoy the last moments of his life with everyone else?
He sleeps like 10 hours a day.
He would like it.
Right, I'll let you do it.
I used to do it with Jack. Like, literally, we took him to a hotel like 2 weeks before he died.
Well, that's totally fine.
I took him into San Francisco Park and he walked in the grass.
I have dogs that require a lot of strength.
They do.
I can't take the
You're right.
It's impossible. Anyway, so we took him on a walk. It was, we just got our little walking clothes on and we walk about 1.5 miles or so. And so we're just walking the dogs and they're insane.
They're so excited.
Because they're so happy. And so we're walking them out and everything like that. Get home, I go in the backyard and I'm doing some stuff in the backyard and, just all these things. And then finally around 3 o'clock, I said, you know what? I've done all I can do. I'm going to rinse off really quick and then move on with my day. And so I'm sitting at the computer and Daryl's at his computer working. And I'm like, what is that? And I feel like I had been walking around with a shirt, like in my sleeve.
Another shirt?
It's like in the sleeve of my hoodie all day.
A shirt in your shirt?
Yes.
From the dryer?
Yes. And I'm like, I pull it out. I go, what? I thought I felt tight, but I didn't know why. I thought I just gained weight in my arms. And I pull up this shirt. He's like, you've been walking around that all day? I'm like, all day. I go, I guess it's good it's not underwear. But how did I not know that I had clothing and laundry in my clothes? Against my skin. Like, I didn't feel the shirt.
I did. Okay, so this. Oh my God, this is awkward. But I didn't tell anyone it was my. I'm sure. Do you ever do awkward things and you're the only one that knows?
All the time.
Right. Mostly that's what happens to me, and when it happens in public, it's worse. But yeah. So I was going through my nice clothes, like when I say nice clothes, I mean stuff that I wash on delicate. I don't even have clothes that go to the dry cleaner. So I'm looking through that stuff. And depending on what it is, I don't prefer to wash them 10 times or like every single time I wear it.
No, you don't have to.
If I wear it to a meeting for 2 hours and then I'm on Zoom and then I change, it's not filthy.
You're not digging business.
And I don't want to ruin it because it's like a $90 blouse.
You're not supposed to dry clean things. You're not even supposed to wash your jeans more than like once a month.
Right, and I'm bad about that because I almost wash them almost every time. So I'm going through my stuff and I have this really nice shirt and I swore I had only worn it once. And I'm like, you know what? I think I only wore this once and it was for like 2 or 3 hours. So I smelled it and I almost dropped to the floor. I was like, who wore my shirt? Oh, because this stinks. I'm like, I did. I'm like,
oh my God.
No one's going to wear a Tommy Hilfiger blouse.
That was you.
That was thin.
Like, this is
I was like, I guess I was having a bad day. Was I under some stress? Did I start my period or something? I don't even think I could repeat that. It was so disgusting. Did I sound like mom? One of our cousins?
No, it's just funny the way you said it.
It was hideous. I couldn't believe it.
Well, that was me.
I stopped smelling my son's clothes about a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
They just go in the washer. No need to check.
They're dirty.
He's foul. But I'm like,
Stephanie,
is something happening to my body? My hair is falling out and now I smell? What's next?
Okay. I was just on that note.
Am I referring to a 13-year-old?
Yes. That's what happened.
Okay, so my feet are next.
Oh
my God.
No, don't say that. We'll get you some lemonade. It'll be fine.
Do they have Uglee for feet?
They do. In fact, I have some for you.
Oh, great.
Not for that.
That's fine. Is that why you've been buying me Uglee samples?
No.
You already knew this was happening. You were just waiting for me to catch on.
No, I would never let you walk around smelly. I would tell you.
And I'm so anal about hygiene. Like,
we're pristine.
I am pristine.
Yes, no, that's not it at all. On that note, I'm going to say that there have been times where my children's socks were so smelly that I literally just threw them away. Because I didn't think that laundry would clean them enough.
Well, and you didn't want that water swishing around with other things.
Well, I swear to God, I'm like, you know what? I could wash this and it's going to smell even after it's been washed.
I'm telling you, I have double washed Jeff's underwear.
Oh,
my son is disgusting.
I'll throw them away. I'm like, look, you know what? I know we live in a disposable society and I hate it just like everybody else.
Right.
Some things aren't meant to be seen twice.
Right.
And this is one of those things. These gross, disgusting, soft things. Anyway, all right, well, that's the show. See you next week. All right. Bye. Bye.